Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Hey,
What's up?
episode
103.
103.
You didn't clap first. So.
Oh,
Episode 103.
yeah, one away from 2 years.
The big one.
And we have done about as much as we did last week to prepare for it. So,
I secured somebody just a minute ago.
well, yeah, that don't count. That was an
Kinda
easy one.
counts.
That was an easy one.
Still counts.
It's gonna be a good one, I think.
Yeah.
But how was your week?
Long.
Yeah, same. Surprisingly, it's Wednesday, so we're only halfway through the week.
Dang. Yeah. Truck's fixed.
That's good.
Yeah. I
Actually,
ain't got no way to work it, but the truck's fixed.
well, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah.
Probably the truest words I've ever heard.
Yeah. And it was a fourth of the cost that I thought, a fifth of the cost that I thought it was going to be.
To fix the truck.
problem.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You ought to have a brand new truck by now, at least internally.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the transmission.
You thought it was the transmission.
That's what we thought it was. I've already had that replaced a year ago.
Yeah.
By the same guy. Wasn't the transmission.
Yeah.
The water pump had locked up. And so the engine was overheating immediately.
And they thought it was
No.
transmission?
The engine was overheating.
Yeah.
And it did the same kind of things. But so it's an old UPS truck, or it's a 99. It's not ancient. It's got
old.
327,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I was looking at that yesterday. But it's an old UPS truck.
Yeah.
You can still see the UPS sticker on this, like the faint glue. So apparently, it being a diesel, if there's some kind of problem with the mechanics,
Yeah.
it will throttle down to keep anything from exploding.
Like a safe mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had cars that have done that before.
So I didn't know that. So it was doing the same things as far as like throttling down and not letting you get above
A certain.
RPMs or gear. You couldn't get out of third gear.
Yeah.
That was protection, not the problem. But the first time it was doing the same exact thing, and then it was
That
a
was the
transmission
problem.
problem.
Gotcha.
So I was like, crap.
Yeah.
It's a transmission again. But it was a locked up water
pump.
pump.
Which ain't that bad.
And there's some kind of metal protector dome around this piece that's close to it's the closest thing to the ground under the truck, right at like the front axle.
Yeah.
It might even be the axle, and it has a big cover over it. That thing had a tennis ball size hole in it because something popped up and busted it. And I was like, well, that's a freaking... So
Yeah.
I thought that was the problem. Took it in there, and he was like, we just patched that up. That was structural.
Yeah.
And then it was the water pump.
They just use like a old piece of metal and some JB Weld.
I haven't even looked. Yeah, they just spray painted over it.
Well, no, JB Weld.
Right,
yeah.
it's for that.
Yeah.
But I thought that was the biggest thing because there was stuff leaking out of it. But it's fine.
Yeah.
And the
good.
truck runs smooth.
Good.
Yeah, it's
probably,
nice.
Probably lagging with that water pump for a while.
Yeah. So that was fixed for a fifth of the cost of a transmission.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
Took forever, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like it took forever to tell that story too. It's pretty boring. But how was your week?
It's good. Just long.
Yeah.
Same. Man. It is what it is, though.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yep.
I was thinking about this week. Do you ever remember growing up and like you just like see your dad just like staring out the window, like into the front yard, just staring?
Yeah.
I never understood that.
It's your king of the castle. You're purveying out over your area.
I'm starting to understand it now.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was always such a weird. Like I'd be like, Dad, what are you doing? And he's like, just looking.
Yeah.
And it's like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Have you ever had that thought? It's very similar to that. It's like, my dad like sat and watched a lot of TV.
Not my
Yours
dad.
probably did,
Yeah.
but
he's
yeah.
too busy working
Well,
till 9 o'clock at night.
yeah, well, that's too long of work. But that's too long of work.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
My dad would get off at like 1, but he'd go to work at 4:30,
Yeah.
and it was just whenever your route was done, you were done.
Yeah.
And so he would just do it as early as
And then get out of
possible
there.
and be done at lunch. So there was a lot of sitting around time for him.
I thought about it this week too, though. I wonder if he was ever like just standing there looking out the window, and he was like, "If I took off running right now,
If I just slipped out this door.
nobody would catch me. I'm the fastest one here.
Yeah.
They're not going to catch up to me."
Or just they're just staring to get some composure.
Yeah.
I get that
Yeah.
100%. I just need to see some
I
trees,
just need to see,
maybe
yeah.
a bird,
Yeah.
because I'm about to burn this
I need
house
to be in nature,
to the ground.
as close to nature as I can be. And if that's
Yeah.
just looking out my front door, yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
can feel that on a pretty deep level.
Yeah.
Most days.
Especially if you have a deck.
Oh yeah,
He'd do a lot of deck staring.
we didn't have a
that.
deck,
Wow.
but we had a patio, like
Yeah.
a covered patio.
Same thing.
Yeah, he would just stand at the door and just stare out. I remember one day both of the doors were shut. He was just staring at the door.
Well, that might have been.
It's just like that's one of those like I need a second.
Yeah. If I don't stare at this door,
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'm gonna have to stare at this door. But if I turn around, somebody's dead.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna stare
And
at
then
this door.
there I was, bebopping along. Dad, what you looking at?
Yeah.
He's like, hold it. Nothing. Go to your room.
Yeah. Do you have that the stare down with Jason? Like you don't even have to say anything?
Yes and no. He knows.
Should I answer it?
He knows that the stare means something,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. We're like the like hard, like the way that I grew up. That parenting's not really working on him. And so we're trying other routes. And honestly, I've had a lot of success going some of those other routes.
Which ones?
Like, I'm just going to just be calm in this moment. Not going to threaten to give you a spanking. I'm not going to threaten this. I'm not going to threaten that. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to be calm. And we're going to, like, do it rationally.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about this, and we're going to figure it out. That has done more for him than, like, you better stop right now.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really work for him. So,
Yeah. That's the phase we're in.
you better stop.
But she can't like have a conversation
No,
with
no,
me.
no. Jay, this is he's 7.
Right.
So I can have more of a conversation with him
Yeah.
about stuff. But his answer still a lot of times is like, you ask him something and he's like, I don't know. And after looking at like doing some research, like that's a fair assessment of the situation too, is like he doesn't know. He's in the age where you get a lot of emotions, like you're starting to like figure out emotions. And so he has a lot of those emotions.
7's wild.
And he's like, you're like, dude, why did you get upset about that? I don't know. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's truthful. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Neither does Lana.
Yeah.
She doesn't get the stare yet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Because my dad had it.
Yeah.
And
I think it worked with our parents better because
Yeah.
they beat the snot out of us.
Yeah.
Like it was like I was
Yeah.
getting whippings like maybe 2-3 times a week probably
Yeah.
at certain points.
Yeah.
And so if they looked at me, it was like, I
Yeah.
better tighten up.
My mom made us write sentences.
So I didn't put this on the topic for this week, but I saw a TikTok that this dad was like, had some of the best punishments there were. This girl was talking about, people being punished by their parents. And she said, it used to be like, go pick up sticks in the yard until I'm tired. And then she said she was a teenager and there was like a party that was going on. Some people found some liquor in a bush and they started drinking it. And her parents thought that she had supplied them with liquor somehow because she was a little bit older and her brothers were there. Anyways, she said her dad made her sit down and watch the entire Daytona 500 with him, which is a pretty good punishment.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and watch 500 laps of just meow, 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 meow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wake me up at 4:95.
Yeah. I mean, but that's
That
your
might
punishment.
be-
That's
yeah,
your
that's a
punishment.
good
though.
punishment.
That's a good punishment.
But our thing was, this was when we were little.
Yeah.
So my dad had like a normal job at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, okay, you write, I will not hit my sister.
Yeah.
You got to write 200 of them before your dad gets home, or you get spanked too.
Yeah.
And I'd be sitting in the kitchen looking out the window writing, and like hear a car door close, and it's awful.
We've also,
I'd rather get whipped
yeah.
than write sentences.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
That probably has a lot to do with like the way that you communicate in your relationship now, though.
Possibly. I have a quiz that'll tell you how.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what are the odds?
What are the odds that was next
So
on
this
the
is from
list?
Psychology Today. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Quiz. What is your relationship communication style?
Okay. Have you taken this quiz already? Okay.
It's 4 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And you're either going to pick 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Question 1. Right before bed, you see the dishes haven't been done, but you cook dinner and you're tired. You're more likely to, 1, do the dishes even though you wish your partner would. 2, let your partner know you're feeling tired after cooking and would like it if they helped you do the dishes. Or 3, yell at them about how they don't appreciate you cooking and are lazy for not cleaning up.
I thought, is there not a fourth one?
No, it's just there's 4 questions.
Gotcha.
There's
There were
3
three
options
three
per
options.
question.
Gosh. I'm definitely not doing number 3 at all.
Not if I have a plan for my future.
So this is weird because I'm having to pick something that I wouldn't do. Because what I would do is I would look at my partner and I would say, hey, I'm really tired. You're really tired. I'll do these in the morning. I'll get this done in the morning, which is, I guess, like a combination of the two.
So pick one.
Probably number 1.
Do the dishes even though you wish your partner would. So you wouldn't even really bring it up.
No, there's no sense in that.
Okay,
Which
number
one would you pick?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Ask for help.
Yeah. Like I cooked. You're doing
Yeah.
the dishes. Yeah.
Normally with us, it's whoever cooked, the other person does the dishes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Question 2. Your partner spends a lot of money on a surprise for you. You're feeling stressed about the budget. You're more likely to, 1, go along with it and not say anything about the budget. 2, thank your partner, but also ask to have a discussion about your budget concerns. 3, tell them it was inconsiderate and irresponsible to spend that much money.
number 1.
1,
Yeah.
you wouldn't say anything?
I've been down that road.
Go along with
It's
it
not a
and say
good
nothing
road.
about the budget?
It's not a good road.
All right.
Because then it's like, I did all of this for you. And you don't even appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
like, well,
I'm too leaning on 3. Probably 2.
Yeah. I'm going to change my answer on the first one to 2.
Okay.
And then this one to 1.
Okay.
So 2 and 1.
And then 2. All right. Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Your birthday is coming up and you have expectations for the gift your partner will get you and how you will celebrate. You're
Yeah.
more likely to, 1, hope they can read your mind and meet your expectations. 2, tell them your expectations of what you would like. 3, wait to see what they do and express anger and disappointment if they don't do enough for you.
Dude, what is 3 doing? 3's a douche.
They're divorced, probably.
Yeah, probably.
If your answer is 3, you need to speak to a counselor.
Yeah. So my thing would be in a situation when I get a present. I'm a weird person.
You love gifts.
I love gifts. It doesn't really matter what they are. I love gifts, and so it's not that like I would be like, hey, I expect this. Although when my 30th birthday came up, I said, "Hey, this is what I never do this. I never am like, hey, this is what I would like, because I want the surprise.
But you care about
I want the
parties.
surprise. I wouldn't say that I care about parties. I like parties.
You're a party guy.
Yeah,
You're
I
big
like
on parties.
I like parties, but like,
You have a party every year for your birthday.
yeah,
You like parties.
yeah.
Okay.
But we know that about each other too. She likes parties.
Yeah.
I guess like I don't, because like the number one sounds weird because I'm not really like. What was number one again? It's like you don't
Hope they can read your mind and meet your expectations.
Yeah, like I don't really have expectations other than like
Well, then
we're having a party
Then
and
you're two.
yeah,
You
I'm
tell
two.
them your expectations and
yeah,
and what you'd like.
yeah, sure,
I don't want anything for my birthday. That's 2.
yeah.
Okay. So
1 2 2 or 2 1 2 2 1 2.
question number 4. The order doesn't matter about your numbers.
Okay.
Just remember the numbers. You're interested in being intimate with your partner. I didn't read these beforehand.
Oh, okay.
You're interested in being intimate with your partner. You're more likely to 1, set the mood with a candle or music and hope your partner picks up on the cues. 2, ask your partner if they're interested in sex and start with a kiss.
Definitely not doing that.
3, grab your partner in a sexual way and assume they want to have sex.
I'm 1 or 3.
I'm 2.
What I really am is I'm gonna go drink, and then I'm gonna come upstairs
Be ready.
when I'm liquored up.
Be ready.
Let's go.
Man. You and 3 would have a lot in common, it seems like. Surprised you didn't answer 3 for more.
Let's
I'm
see.
a 2 again. I'm 2 down the board too.
You like you have
We
that
talk-
conversation.
We're even to the point like, what are you doing tonight?
What are you doing tonight?
Like, are you busy? Like,
you got anything going? Are you supposed? You going to somebody's house tonight? Or?
let me know when you like the story.
Okay.
Like, hey, have you finished your work for the day? We like plan it. Not a lot of spur of the moment.
What was the number one?
You set the mood.
See, I don't set them. If the mood is being set, it's me getting liquored up. That's the
Yeah.
that's
And
the
if
mood.
you ever tried to have sex listening to music?
Not really.
It's not.
We put worship music on usually.
Yeah, it's not what it's all cracked up to be.
Is our God?
You went with one of the slowest songs too.
Dude,
Well,
I have had people tell me that before.
I have too.
In confidence, and I'm like, you are the weirdest person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it. Nah, thanks.
Nah. If anything, the soundtrack to relational time is whatever was on the TV.
Yeah,
God,
the kids in the background.
yeah.
So what are you going with?
I
3
guess-
then. That's gross.
Grab them in a sexual way and then just hope that they're ready for it.
And just assume they're into it.
I mean, but isn't that kind of like
Rape.
well? Let's say 2.
Just for the sake of it, if you change partner to stranger, it's rape.
Yeah. Well, I think
Grab-
even if partner
No, that's a rape.
is
Yeah.
also
It used to not be. It is now.
yeah, back when dinosaurs roamed the
Yeah.
earth and
Yeah. If you change partner to stranger, it's grab a stranger in a sexual way and assume they want to have sex.
yeah.
I'm not a 3.
But like I'm having trouble with because it's not specific enough to what you're doing. Like I like cuddle up to my wife and then like start, or is it just like I walk up to her and I'm like, we're having.
How do you engage? I don't know how you engage.
Well, I'm not. I'm married. We were engaged.
I don't know how you
And
perform.
then we got married.
What's in your repertoire?
This is weird.
So you're a 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were 2 2 2 1.
Yeah.
I was 2 2 2 2. If
read
you're-
them all out because
If your answers were most likely 1, you have a more passive communication style with your partner. You may avoid conflict or keep things in so you don't upset your partner. You may often feel alone or disappointed because your partner doesn't know how you feel. This can be stonewalling as you're not opening up to your partner.
Can I change mine to 1?
Is that you? If your answers were mostly 2, which were both of ours,
Yeah.
you have a more assertive communication style. It's important for you to express your feelings and have open communication, even if it isn't always easy. You feel comfortable expressing your needs in the relationship. Is that not the goal?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
got to be the
I
goal,
think
right?
so.
3, you're
You're a psychopath.
yeah.
Get evaluated.
If your answers were mostly 3, you have more of an aggressive communication style. You may use criticism or even contempt and can probably be defensive. You may struggle with emotional flooding and feel like your fuse is short. I got a little 3 in there,
Yeah.
like a 2.5. But then I'm a little bit of a 1 too because I'll keep my mouth shut most
I keep
of the
my
time.
mouth shut a lot.
So I'm like, it goes
Yeah.
back to a 2 then.
Uh,
Which, yeah. Well, good. We're doing okay then.
yeah. I agree. This kind of is similar to the communication. I was just thinking about this a minute ago when I used the bathroom. It's just a curiosity. Do you, when you go to pee in a toilet, do you lift the toilet seat
Always.
up? Okay.
And then put it back down.
I pee and then wipe the toilet seat off.
That's fine.
I was curious if you
There's
had
a lot
like
more TT on your seat
well, I'll wipe it all down.
per lifetime, I mean.
Oh yeah, sure.
A lot
If,
more
like,
exposure to teat.
yeah.
TT, not teat.
Okay. Just
Maybe. I don't know what you do in your bathroom.
well,
But
that's true.
yeah, but I've been programmed.
Yeah, and there's more. Well, now it's even. There used to be more men in our house, and so it was like than women, and so it was like we outweigh the needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As it should be.
yeah.
It's
not a dictatorship.
I lift it up, go and put it down.
Yeah.
In a public place, I'm not touching that seat
Yeah.
with my hand.
So
So I'll just aim.
if it's a public toilet, I'm not worried about wiping it up. That's not my problem.
If it's pre-wiped and then I happen to get some TT on it, I'll wipe it down.
yeah.
But I'm not cleaning up other people's TT.
No. And that's what unless you got to poo.
Yeah.
And then you're
Oh, well, then you got to just do what you got to do.
yeah, you're cleaning up if you got to poo. Ain't no doubt about that.
I can't wait to see
what
this
is your least favorite race?
The Amazing Race.
Mine's probably any of the road courses at NASCAR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think I was going to say
No, I was
Asian or something?
I don't know. I was just expecting.
The show, The Amazing Race?
Yeah.
I don't like
You
it.
don't like it?
No.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting.
You're about to I think I know some of this.
Probably.
This is one of my favorite movies.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the movie Gladiator, Ridley Scott, who is the director,
Right.
toned down the historical accuracy of the movie Gladiator. Specifically, there were two things. Is he was afraid that if audiences saw things like gladiators being paid spokespersons for stuff and having billboards for products, he thought that people would think that the movie was too modern and they wouldn't believe it. When in actuality, there were billboards and gladiators would like walk out and be like, I'm sponsored by, I don't know, some
Like Nike.
merchant tile or something. Yeah. So, and it's
So
called.
They did do that? Is this a joke?
No. It's
Okay.
not. And so there's a historian, Joe Walton, calls it the Tiffany problem. When people think of the name Tiffany,
Diamonds.
they think it's a perception that it's a newer name.
Yeah.
When in all actuality, the name Tiffany actually goes back very far. Like, I think it's the 12th century. Mm-hmm. It's like, you wouldn't think, like, you're not going to be, well, I guess Joshua is still like a pretty old name, is in the Bible. But like, yeah.
Tiffany wasn't.
It wasn't, but it was around during the 12th century. It was a very popular name in the 12th century. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was just like, it was an interesting, like, it's crazy. It is crazy to think that like gladiators were like
they were the pro
or,
athletes.
Yeah. That could die.
They were really like
slaves
and prisoners. And
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
it wasn't a, you didn't want to be a gladiator.
No. I think they made that pretty clear on the movie Gladiator.
In the movie, have you seen it?
What?
Gladiator. Have you seen the movie?
There was a movie?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
So you know when they get to the big arena for the first time, and the soldiers on the chariots with the blades off of the chariots, come up.
Yeah,
you hurting?
A little bit. I'll be all right.
When they flip one of the chariots, a big piece of cloth flies up on the back, and you see the air compressors. They're blue tanks.
Yeah. So that I'm sure they've got a piston.
It was the air, compressed air that flipped it. And it flipped this curtain that shows all the blue tubes.
And they couldn't CGI that out.
And it's still on there. They just didn't, it's not worth it to go fix it now, but yeah.
Speaking of the movie Gladiator, the Trojan Wars, you read about them a lot in like old historical documents. You know that a lot of it was myth.
Nope.
So a lot of the Trojan War was a myth, including Trojan horse. That never happened. That was in Homer's, it was the Iliad and the Odyssey. He wrote about the Trojan Wars. And in one part of it, he says like they sent like 1,000 ships or something like that.
For Helen of Troy.
Yeah, not accurate at all. There's no way that they had that many ships, is what historians say. The Trojan War happened, but a lot of the events that like we think about when we think about the Trojan War never happened. They were more mythology.
So Brad Pitt wasn't in it?
No, Brad Pitt was there.
He was.
Yeah, he was there.
Was he Achilles?
He was Achilles' heel.
Just the heel?
Just the heel, yeah.
Had the...
Huh?
But he's a person.
No.
No? Okay. He's a heel.
Yeah, he's a heel. Which, how do you say that?
The heel?
How do you say the thing that's a
hill?
Man.
I just did that on purpose, though.
Yeah.
You talking about a heel?
A heel.
Yeah. Run up that hill.
Yeah.
Hill.
Heel. Which one is that?
Heel.
Which one is that?
Hill is one syllable. Hill.
Heel.
Heel.
Go over there, that heel. Dude, my wife gets on me so much about that.
Yeah, because you're a bumpkin.
Well, I am. But there's another word. I can't remember what it is.
Oil?
Probably. Oil. But no, it's two words. But it's like heel and heel. And I say the same, like it doesn't, what does it really matter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Tell me how Jerry and Mary rhyme, and they don't even kind of go together.
Yeah.
A-R-Y and E-R-R-Y?
Uri.
Yeah.
Erie. Should be Jeery.
Mary and Mary, like Merry Christmas and Mary Magdalene sound the same, and they're spelled
That's
with...
funny. That's later on.
Is it really?
Stuff about
Are
that.
you serious?
I've got stuff about that, and it's later on. So we'll just wait until a little while. So you had something now.
Do I?
Speaking of wars.
Oh, wait. I thought you Googled it. Did you look up the story?
New York?
Yeah.
No. This is you. You wanted to talk about this.
Well, I know. We talked about it. Neither one of us really knew much, but we were going to talk about it because it just happened. Yeah. 23 injured. 5 are dead. 4 are dead.
Jeez.
A man set off smoke grenades in a crowded subway car and then opened fire, the police said. At least 23 people were injured. The police named they've got the guy in custody now. It was in Brooklyn on the subway. Couldn't pay me to ride the subway in Brooklyn.
We rode it. It's not that bad.
So the police in New York on Tuesday evening identified a man they called a person of interest in the mass shooting on a crowded subway. The man, Frank R. James, 62, had rented a U-Haul van in Philadelphia. A key to the van was found in the collection of belongings on the train that they believed belonged to the gunman, including a Glock 9, a bunch of ammo, a hatchet, and fireworks, and gas.
Jeez.
The police found the van abandoned. Anyway, they got the guy in custody. So he is
I guess what would be the person that you would think it would be, and it's definitely not that guy.
Well, yeah, because if we just go off of mass shootings, it's usually a crazy little white dude.
Yeah.
This is an old black guy who frequently takes to social media to talk about how evil white people are. And
yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And
well, if
so one of the first situations that I ever saw like racism in my life was my grandmother. And then the second one was I was at Walmart one time, and I think we were having like some sort of tent revival or something or whatever in the field that was next to Walmart. And I went over to Walmart, and then I had somebody, an older black gentleman, say something about white devils and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, I wasn't around people that said stuff like that.
no.
Either way.
Right.
Either way. I wasn't around. I grew up in a mixed church, and so nobody was calling other people names and stuff. Like, I grew up at a very young age just liking everybody. So
yeah. Like I said, you usually think it's some mentally handicapped little scraggly white dude who lives with his grandmother or his aunt.
Yeah.
And got into Papaw's gun closet or whatever.
Yeah. Or bought a gun legally somehow.
Yeah, sure. If you're old enough. Yeah.
Didn't they find like a bunch of undetonated explosives or something too? Or was
that made its
false.
rounds. I don't think that was
Gotcha.
But he threw 2 smoke grenades on the floor of the car and began shooting fire. 33 shots later, he fled. So then another thing is that subway system is just flooded with cameras.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a New York security camera footage of this guy to the news. None of the news outlets were nobody could find a video of this guy. And they got cameras. And some people are saying it's because he was black that they couldn't get something was wrong with the camera because they didn't want to put that on the news.
Or that's what
I could see.
Okay, like
tinfoil hats off.
Yeah.
That happened.
I could see where people would think that initially, and then the other part of me goes, well, they probably just didn't want to release something without knowing for sure who it was.
Yeah.
But also, here's another tidbit.
I think there would have been plenty of video if it had been a normal mass,
maybe. Who are we to say? But
they usually got wall-to-wall coverage of it.
Well, and maybe New York is just better about this than everybody. Because here's my thing: is like, if it's an active investigation,
it took them a while to find him too.
There shouldn't be a whole lot of just like, this is what we know.
Yeah.
like people are starving for that information.
Right.
But there's a lot of cases where that doesn't help the investigation as much as it hurts because now the person knows you're looking for them. Like if you're close enough to my description, like we're looking for a 6'2", 200 pounds on a good day, white male, and I know I did it. It's like, well, maybe I need to skip town today. Mm-hmm. So,
okay. This is what I was trying to find. He's a jack of all trades. So the suspect in Tuesday's subway attack in Brooklyn appears to have posted dozens of videos on social media over the years, lengthy rants in which he expressed a range of harshly bigoted views, and more recently criticized New York's mayor, Eric Adams. That's Bubba.
Frank R. Jones, is that what this is?
And he's 62. Got
He
good
looks
skin
good for 62. Black don't crack, man.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Well, he did. Apparently he cracked.
He cracked, just his skin.
So
did
he
not.
has addresses in Wisconsin and Philly. He drove that U-Haul van to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Rented the van 8 hours.
To me, it's crazy, and maybe this goes towards the like psyche of most people in that situation. It's crazy to me that people do this stuff because in my mind, the thing that holds me back from doing anything similar to that is I'm gonna go to jail for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Like if I hated my neighbor, just like every time I woke up, I was just like, I could kill him.
Yeah.
Not this neighbor, the other neighbor or something.
Yeah.
Because I like this guy.
Yeah.
We're friends. But if I just woke up every morning, I was like, I freaking hate this guy. And he was just causing me problems every day of my life. I would never even contemplate.
No, because you have something going for you.
Yeah. I would have to go to jail for a long time. Even if I was in the pits, if I was homeless,
Yeah.
with some other homeless guy, I'd be like, I can't go to jail. Jail just sounds horrible. Everything I know about jail doesn't seem like it would be fun in any capacity, especially life.
Yeah.
Life in prison. But
The FBI knew about him for years.
oh, he's on a watch list. But like, that's all. What are you gonna do if somebody's just like, I freaking hate?
How much tax money goes into these watch lists? Because they don't do much.
Or they do. What? Look, it just because somebody's like, I hate so and so, doesn't mean you get to go scoop them up and take them to the pen. Like,
It could.
you talking about freaking arresting somebody before they've done anything, and then what do you like? You just arresting somebody because they don't like other people? Should we arrest you?
I'd rather 100 innocent men get locked up than one guilty man walk.
Okay.
Not really. That's awful.
Yeah. Because then they can start using a fine-tooth comb with that stuff and be like, well, this guy posted in 2016 that he hates macaroni and cheese. Maybe he's going to shoot up the macaroni grill.
Yeah. In hindsight, they said a lot of his videos were creepy and reminiscent, or like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He had like a video.
Hindsight's 2020.
He had a video of him just walking through the same subway station last year, and just his camera's like trained on a crowded subway car. That's the video.
Yeah, or
Well, but then
Playing
a
devil's
year later,
advocate.
he went to the same spot. He was casing the joint.
playing devil's advocate, maybe that was just his route, and he just felt like
His
posting on
route?
social media that day. I don't know.
He lives in Philly.
Maybe he works somewhere in the, I don't know.
So you like this guy.
No, I never
That's what
said
it sounds
that.
like.
I never said that.
You and this guy are chums. Y'all are pals.
No.
FBI.
FBI.
You got
FBI,
got a sympathizer over here.
Speaking of New York, we've talked a lot about Hillsong over the past couple of days, or the past couple of episodes.
Is this? Let me guess what this is. Let me see if I can stomp all over this. Guess what pastor's house this
Yes.
is? Yes. Okay.
So we're gonna play a game.
Is it set up on like a website, or you have to piece it together?
This is a video.
Okay.
These are videos. We'll pause it before it gets to that, and then we'll let you guess.
Is there multiple choice?
I could give you multiple choice if you want me to.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So first
Welcome
house.
back to the intentionally ridiculous series, Guess Whose House This Is?
This massive St. Louis Branch Davidian-like compound is the property of one of the most successful preachers of the prosperity gospel. The same preacher, in fact, that was investigated by the Senate in 2011 for alleged improprieties related to their tax-exempt status. But anyway, this compound has 5 massive houses, all paid for and operated by the pastor's ministry. The largest house is 10,000 square feet, 5-bedroom, 5-bath, with
That's
a
a
massive
haggard.
pool, full-size bar, a lake, a gazebo, a tennis court, and more than I
Haggard
can
don't preach
possibly
no
fit
more.
into one video. And that's just one house. This pastor has 4 more for each of her children. This pastor quite literally owns planes, trains, and automobiles and a $10 million private jet. But now it's time to pause and guess who you think owns this
It's
massive
either
compound.
it's give me my options.
Okay. So you know it's a woman.
Yep.
So it's either Turkhurst,
It's not Turkhurst.
Houston,
Brian Houston's wife.
Bobby Houston,
Bobby.
or Joyce Myers.
It's Joyce.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely Joyce. That's what I was thinking.
Yep, it's Joyce Meyer. And don't forget to
Okay. So
welcome
next
back to the hit series, Guess Whose House This Is? On today's episode of Crib's Supervillain Edition, we find ourselves looking at the 35,000 square foot estate of one of the authors of the Name It and Claim It Gospel. This colossal plantation-style abode features 25 bedrooms, a dozen bathrooms, a decked-out gaming room, a full-size movie theater, a music parlor, and an indoor heated pool. But don't forget that this pastor also makes an estimated salary of $6 million a year. But Dr. Eli Gemstone is also the proud owner of 2 private jets, $54 million
Dr. Eli
Falcon 7X,
Gemstone.
and a $20
That's
million
a
Citation.
Joke.
Oh, and a $500,000 Aston Martin to boot. Okay, it's time. Pause and comment below with who you think owns this mega
so-
mansion.
Name it and claim it.
Yeah. So
It's
let's see.
the person's old as dirt to build a house that looks like that.
So I'm trying to think of this guy's name, and then I'm gonna give you 2 options because I can't think of that many. It's either Jesse Duplantis or Benny Hinn.
I don't know who Jesse Duplantis is, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay, you're right.
It's Pastor Jesse Duplantis. And if you haven't
You never seen him before?
because this weekend I'm hosting
Okay. So
Today I'm
last
starting
one.
a new
there's
spin-off
another one.
series, and I call it You Know Whose House This Is? This hilariously gargantuan monstrosity is a 3-story, 18,000 square foot mansion built for the godfather of the prosperity gospel. His estate has 6 massive bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a pool, a tennis court, and a 3,000 square foot air-conditioned garage. And oh, don't forget, his own personal concierge service available 24 hours a day. But it just wouldn't scream #blessed if not for the private airport with 5 airplanes, which includes a $20 million Citation X private jet, all right in the comfort of his own backyard. Okay, so who do you think it is? Pause and comment below, because I really want to know your guess.
That's a different level of money, though. That house. That's a different level.
It's pretty big.
The godfather of the prosperity gospel. Oh, that's old Snake Man. Lakewood Church. The new guy, or he's young.
Holstein?
Yeah, that's
Nope.
Joel Osteen's house.
It's not.
Oh.
Come on, you knew whose house it was. Pastor Kenneth Copeland.
Kenneth
If you haven't
Copeland.
already,
Yeah.
hit the plus sign, because
Dude.
Yeah, that guy's.
So last week we talked about,
Shoes.
people should, shoes and stuff like that. It's like, I don't have a problem with a pastor having wealth, but
that's
5 private jets. At what point do we go, you probably could be doing more for the gospel if you took 4 of your jets and threw them away.
I think it's funny that all of those people and the guy's TikTok, like the narrator, pissed me off the same. So it's fine.
Well, it's. I think it's well worth noting too that we don't listen to any of those people.
No, I didn't even know who the second guy.
Yeah.
I've never seen him a day in my life.
He's in Louisiana,
and
he's a pretty big.
I've only seen the Copeland guy from the video of him like hissing at that reporter asking about airplanes.
Legit, he looked demonic. In that
he
video.
was. Yeah, he is.
He used to be. I remember growing up, and we had Gospel Bill. Did you ever watch that? So it was a TV show on TBN or whatever it was, and it was Gospel Bill, which was out in Tulsa, or not Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Willie George was like the Gospel Bill.
Yes, I know who got. Okay.
Yeah, and then Kenneth Copeland was the gunslinger. I don't even know if he had a name other than the gunslinger, and he would like be on a couple episodes. That's the only time I've ever listened to Kenneth Copeland say anything where I wasn't like, this guy's insane.
So that's like getting your start on like being a Mouseketeer or whatever.
I guess
You know,
so, yeah.
or being on Disney
Yeah.
Channel.
Yeah.
You get to be a backup actor on.
Gospel Bill,
I almost said Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bill. Yeah, could probably
For Copeland,
probably similar.
He probably had some Buffalo Bill experience. That's why he is the way he is.
Probably so. Gross.
Yeah, that's stupid.
There is I think, which it's all like speculative, and it's all like there's a level to where it's like maybe we should tone it down.
Yeah.
3-story house. Also, it was a crazy number of square footage
18,000 square feet.
with 6 bedrooms.
It had the 3,000 square foot garage was included in it.
Still though,
Yeah.
still a lot.
And there was a pool
Gotta be
house.
some big bedrooms.
There was a pool house.
Yeah, 3 stories.
Or there's probably like a conference rooms.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And he's got an office that's bigger than all the bedrooms.
Yeah,
And
dining rooms as big as my bottom
the
floor of my
parlor.
house.
He probably has a parlor.
Yeah, a library,
Definitely.
tennis courts probably inside.
Yeah.
That's just gross.
Yeah. The sex slaves in the basement.
Yeah.
Probably guaranteed.
Do you think that's finished or unfinished square footage? Because it doesn't count if it's unfinished.
Well, it's definitely finished.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's probably in my mind. Anytime I think of that, I immediately think it's unfinished.
Well, no, he rhino lined the entire. Yeah.
You're considering that finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a big tub.
Whatever.
It's not cinder block.
Either way.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Ravi went over there and hung out with him quite a bit in his basement.
Are you going to cut that?
No, I'm not cutting that.
All right.
Ravi Zacharias?
Oh.
That was like a dig at, because he was like one of your
Still
favorites.
is.
Yeah.
I like his later stuff.
Yeah,
Have you heard that joke that Mark Norman does
yeah.
about Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby. Yeah. I really liked his later stuff.
Yeah. I'm a fan of his
Yeah.
later stuff.
So do you want to do that one or no?
Nope. Do the last one.
Okay. This is called English is Stupid.
All right.
And it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Why is naked pronounced naked, but baked is pronounced baked? Because it's
it's naked, not naked.
naked.
Naked and baked.
Yeah, baked.
Yeah.
Baked or baked, naked.
We're naked.
We're naked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get naked.
Yeah.
Every letter is the same, except for the first one.
Yeah.
That's insane. Let's see. What's the next one? How does pony and baloney rhyme?
That's a good point.
And Sean and Bean does not. SEAN, BEAN, and then pony PONY, and then BALOGNA.
Yeah.
Pony.
Well,
baloney.
that's because you throw in some Italian. That's their fault. with the bologna.
Bologna is Italian?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I've never heard that.
What?
I've never heard that bologna is Italian.
It's gonna say like the U.S. because it's gonna do like Oscar Mayer. Italy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've
Bologna.
never.
That's super
Bologna.
Italian.
Bologna.
Yeah, bologna.
So this is
How about seen? Like, yeah, I've seen that, and you can throw a C in there, and it's still seen.
yeah, seen and seen. I'm sure there's like a pronunciation coach that would just
But like,
jump all over.
all right, we
us
got a
about it.
word. We're gonna throw a letter in it, and it's the same.
We gotta make sure people know the difference.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen
Seen
that
it.
scene.
Which one?
All of them.
Do you pronounce it data or data?
Data.
And it's the same. Like
Yeah.
it's a sentence, and then it says, "I'm mad that I read these two different ways."
Oh.
Y'all tripping?
I say data.
I say
Data. I'm
data.
sure you say
Yeah,
data.
I say data. I say data.
I probably do too. I don't say it much.
Every C in the word Pacific Ocean said differently. Pacific Ocean.
So every C.
Every C is pronounced different.
Sit and K. Okay. Ocean. Yeah. You want a real head scratcher?
Yeah.
I've got, hold on. I have 7 vowels in my name.
Mm-hmm.
They're all E's.
Lee Decker.
And then my middle name has 3 in it, and they're all E's.
Eugene.
I'm not going to say it on live
I just
on the
did.
air. It's not Eugene.
It's not Eugene?
No. It's
close.
You'd never guess it.
Oh. This says rules to learning English. There are known rules.
There are no rules.
There are no rules. Yeah.
And
And it's THEIR.
it's the wrong word, but every word is correct.
OUR
KNOW.
KNOW and then rules. There are no rules. So this makes me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Says people who learn English as a second language are superheroes. Could you imagine looking at the word yacht and not just giving up? Yakshit. Yakshit.
Wow.
And be like, dadgummit, yacht?
That's funny.
Okay. So this says
Italians pronounce it Bologna.
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 You're right.
Bologna.
You put a little extra in it?
Yeah. Bologna now.
Yep.
Bologna.
There's a Bologna, Italy.
Really?
Yeah, that's where it's from.
I bet that place is horrible.
Well,
Out of all the places
their
in-
bologna's a little different from Oscar Mayer.
All the places to go in the world, that would be my last.
I don't think Bologna, Italy, is putting out the one with the red ring around it.
I'd rather go to North Korea than Bologna, Italy, I think.
Have fun with that.
So this is you look like a fake word. Sneaked.
It's stuck. Yeah.
Q. You put all of those letters in there.
K or QUEAU or whatever.
Yeah, KUEUE. Q.
KU
KU or
QU.
QUEU. QUEUE. Is Q. You put all those letters just for the first.
Yeah.
You only use the first letter. Gargantuan.
Yeah.
GARGANTUAN. Gargantuan. Look like a fake word. Unlike.
That looks fine to me.
Kerfluffle.
Is that a word?
Yeah. Sponge.
Yeah.
Thorough.
Yeah.
Looks like a fake word. Kernel. COL.
LONEL.
Yeah. I don't even know what that is. I didn't say that one because I figured I was going
Kowtow?
Kowtow. What is that?
Like dancing? You kowtowing around town?
A kerfluffle is like you're getting in a fight.
A scrummage.
Yeah.
A skirmish.
Yeah. Laid is pronounced like paid, but not said. And said is pronounced like bread, but not bread, but not bead. Bread is not pronounced like bead, and bead is pronounced like lead, but not lead. Yeah.
We're doing fine.
I don't know. Let's see. It says, I'm reminded that English is a flawed language every time I'm forced to use that in a sentence. Which is, yeah.
Or what's the one everybody, you double it up, doo-doo.
Oh, yeah. Tier, T-E-A-R, and tier, T-I-E-R, are pronounced the same, but not tier and tear are pronounced differently, but spelled the same. So this person said, I'm glad English is my first language, because if I had to learn it as a second language, I would jump off a bridge.
Yeah. We're fine.
I don't know. We got a lot of mix-ups.
Yeah.
We got a lot of mix-ups.
Yeah. But I
Granted,
don't
I
know
don't
enough
know any
about
other-
other languages
yeah, I was
to know
about to
what
say-
their things are.
I was about to say, maybe they're all just as messed up as we are.
Because the way the Germans do it is they'll just
They sneeze and they're like, that's the new word.
But literally, if it's like, if they were going to do like eyeglasses, we have, well, that's not the perfect example, but like we have your eyes and then those are glasses.
Glasses. Glasses for your eyes.
But instead of it just being two words,
Yeah.
the Germans will make eyeglasses. So they have words that are like this long on paper.
That just mean a specific thing. It's
Well,
not two
everything's
words.
like that.
Yeah.
Everything has its own word, and like to make something, they just jam them together, and so you'll have words that are just like, this is insane long, and it could mean like a whole thing from one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it probably sounds like
That's my
Hachu.
That's my 30-second German lesson, and I learned that in a World War II class.
Yeah.
From a guy that wasn't fluent in German.
I don't know anything about other languages other than
I
don't
took 2
know
years
them.
of Spanish, and that's all I got.
Technically, I had about 5 to 10 years worth of Spanish, but that
Working
was
for
just
your
because I
dad.
worked for my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason. But yeah,
We got the big one next, man.
next week it's the big one.
104.
Big and
Hopefully we can have 4 or 5 people in here with us,
we'll see.
and we'll just
I don't know. I've been trying to think like,
Turn the
do we
table
do it
long
here?
ways?
Do we do it somewhere else?
we're like a panel.
Like on the couch?
Oh, I guess we could do that.
It'd be you could fit a bunch of people on there.
I meant turn this table long ways.
Yeah, I think we would probably fit close to the same amount as that are
And
in
we
here
could sit in
now.
your couch. Oh yeah.
Because
No,
it
if
would
we
be 1, 2.
no. If we turned it long ways and everybody sat with their back up against
Yeah,
this.
you would have 1, 2, and then everybody else would be not on the table.
What?
1 right here.
Oh, with the chair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll figure it out and then tell you.
Josh will figure it out. On that note, everybody, thank you for letting us into your hearts and minds and your I almost said places of worship. That too, I guess, but your
Places of
homes, your
worship.
places of work,
And your butts.